for talks with Russia is already in Belarus. We are hearing big development coming in on the possibility of peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. A Ukrainian delegation has already left for talks with Russia. Top-level Ukrainian sources are telling India today at this point of time. This is a big development because remember, Russia had proposed talks in Minsk in Belarus. Ukraine had responded by saying the unconditional talks will need to take place on the Belarus-Ukraine border, not inside Belarus. There can be no preconditions. Now we're hearing that the Ukrainian delegation could possibly already have left for Belarus or for the border to hold these talks with Russia. I want to go across to get a word in on this big news update with Irina Prokofieva. She's a reporter. She's on the ground in Kiev, Ukraine. Irina, thank you very much. Good morning for being with us. We are hearing, Irina, that a Ukrainian delegation may already be in Belarus or at the border for these talks with Russia. Can you confirm this? Can you tell us more about this?
As far as I know, as far as from the official channels, it is confirmed. There is representative of the president there, our member of parliament, David Arachamia, who is representing Ukraine in this negotiation. But I must pay your attention to the fact that Ukraine demanded to have this negotiation on the land from which we do not get missiles. And unfortunately, Belarus is not the case at the moment because yesterday, and not only yesterday, but for example, yesterday late night after negotiations were agreed, there was a missile sent from the Belarus city to Ukraine, unfortunately. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Irina. Can you tell us, the Ukrainian side has said the talks need to be without any conditions right now. Have the talks already begun? When are they likely to begin?
I don't see information that they have already begun. We didn't receive that news yet. So I hope that they will start as soon as possible. But again, we are afraid that and our politicians are afraid that Russians will ask us to lay down our arms, but we are not going to do so. And this is definitely official position of Ukrainian representatives that Ukraine is not going to lay down our arms until Russia continues attacking us. So I hope they will find a way to negotiate somehow.
Irina, what kind of hopes are there that these talks will actually lead to a de-escalation? We are on day 5 of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The images of violence and tension in different parts of the country are still coming in, including from Kiev, where you are currently. What are the hopes that something can actually be resolved, from these talks, given what we've seen in the last 5 days?
Let me be honest, there is not much hope for this negotiation.
Yeah.
We have been in war with Russia for the last 8 years. And during this 8 years, Russia did not show any will to negotiate and to resolve this conflict peacefully. They broke Minsk agreements when starting full-scale attack of Ukraine 5 days ago, and they did not make anything that was in the Minsk agreements during this last 8 years. So to be honest, we don't have much hope, but we will still be trying because, of course, Ukraine wants to stop these shootings and stop all this deaths and all this madness taking place all over Ukraine. But let's see how Russia will react and how they will behave. Honestly, I must say, I think Putin is just crazy and insane. And
Irina, I just want to show our viewers where these talks are actually happening. We've got a map to show our viewers where these talks are actually happening. Let's put that map up on our screens right now. We've got a confirmation that the talks are going to happen. This is the Pripyat River, which flows in, across Belarus and Ukraine. That's the border between Ukraine and Belarus, and that is where the Ukrainian delegation has agreed to hold those talks. So Irina confirming for us that the delegation has already reached that spot. There's no information to suggest that the talks have already begun. But you know, Irina, yesterday when the talks were agreed upon between both sides, almost immediately after that, you saw President Putin activate his nuclear forces. You know, he put his nuclear forces on high alert in his country. What kind of message did that send out? Because that's a little crazy. You know, you're talking peace and putting your nuclear missiles on high alert.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't believe that Putin wants to peacefully resolve this conflict. I think that he still wants to conquer and invade Ukraine and maybe go further into Europe. And these are our main fears here in Ukraine, and not only in Ukraine, but in Europe as well, because I'm in constant contact with my European colleagues and friends, and they see this and they understand that if Ukraine does not stand, Putin can move forward. And there was a poll conducted in Poland, which is neighboring country of Ukraine. And if I remember it correctly, up to 70% of people asked confirmed that they are afraid that they have a fear that Putin will move forward and may invade their country as well after Ukraine if Ukraine defeats. So what has taken place in Ukraine at the moment, it's a matter of the whole Europe's safety.
And the world, and the world, in fact. Absolutely. Thanks very much, Irina. Stay safe. We'll keep coming back to you. With Putin putting the world on nuclear notice, this is by far not something that is only restricted to Ukraine. This is about global peace. And that's why we're covering this story so closely. Irina, stay safe. I'll keep coming back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being with